the beauty of this approach is that it's not dependent on the theory of aging, because it's very practical and essentially, empirical observation that, reprogramming rejuvenates aging hallmarks, cellular aging hallmarks on any cell you start with. Basically, the population that you end up with is rejuvenated on a cellular level. And so we're trying to translate this then on an organismal level for in vivo reprogramming. And it doesn't matter what we think is driving aging or what's happening, because we're just taking this observation, this empirical result, and trying to create a therapy out of it. But of course, I have my own kind of vision of how this is working and why this is working. And to me, it comes back to the epigenetic theory of aging, or the epigenetic driver of aging, which I think is the key driver of the aging process, epigenetic changes that we see with age. And of course, within the epigenetic changes, there are some stochastic changes like random changes, noise, drift, epigenetic drift. But also, more importantly, I think within the changes that we observe with age, epigenetic changes with age that we observe, there is this non-random component, which I think is programmed. Other people think it might be deterministic, but not in a programmed way. It doesn't really matter, because I think at the end of the day, this informs the hypothesis that if you're able to rewind backward these epigenetic changes, which are essentially proceeding in a clockwise manner. That's why we can build epigenetic clocks based on the changes that we see, epigenetic changes that we see. We can have epigenetic clock of people of the same age. And so if you actually rewind them back, you can rejuvenate the organism. You can provide this organism with a more youthful pattern of gene expression. And this is what Yamanaka factors essentially are doing. They're taking the cell back to the embryonic-like state, where in the process, it's upregulating basically the good stuff and downregulating the bad stuff that we see with age is actually moving in bad directions. Basically, with age, the good genes that help us, for example, prevent damage, the expression of these good genes is downregulated with age, and the expression of bad genes like retrotransposons or some other aspects of the cellular machinery that maybe we shouldn't upregulate with age, or we don't want to see upregulated with age, inflammation, for example, actually with age, it is increased. And so basically we're trying to take this pattern of expression back to a more youthful pattern, and this is what Yamanaka factors seem to be doing. And this, I think we are repurposing a program that life has had for, millions, billions of years of rejuvenating a new organism. Basically, this program of rejuvenation is reserved for new babies, progeny, which, essentially is your own cell, if you're a female, a mother, egg cell, which has been aging at the same age as the mother, because it forms when the mother is still an embryo. So every baby starts off as a cell of the same age as the mother. But that 30 or 20 or 30, 40-year-old egg after fertilization is actually rejuvenated, like fully rejuvenated, age is reset, any damage that it might have accumulated during the 20, 30, 40 years it was present in the mother is cleared. And I think Yamanaka factors are basically, they're responsible, of course, for the stemness and maintaining the stemness of cells, of embryonic stem cells. And I think when they're inducing this shift backwards to the pluripotent state, they're also activating this rejuvenating program. And normally this is done only after fertilization, but we're trying to then kind of repurpose this process and use it for our own rejuvenating benefit of an already foreign organism in vivo. So I think we have the capacity, our cells have the capacity to significantly rejuvenate, clear the damage, but that capacity is only reserved for progeny, for evolution only wants this done in the context of a new child. But we obviously want it done in the context of already grown organism, and basically we're trying to figure out how do we maybe kind of hack this program, extract the rejuvenating part without the dedifferentiating part, and maybe find out in this process of reprogramming, and this is actually another thing that we're exploring, we're trying to decouple this process of rejuvenation from the process of dedifferentiation, the process of losing cell identity, and trying to get just the rejuvenating part to then apply it in vivo in the organism.